Hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of Role Playing Guys. This is Spencer hopping in here for another cool week intro. As you know, this is session 6 in season 7 of our dive into Fantasy Flight's game, The Legend of Five Rings, set in the land of Rokugan. In this episode, Haruka, Victor, and Kakashi have a showdown with the dreaded Paperboy. Pretty fiery stuff, let me tell you. If you have a game that you have made and you want us to test it, or you have a game that you love and you want to hear it in a podcast, please send it our way. We love getting suggestions from you and from our game developers. Season 6 was dedicated to games sent to us from developers, and they were pretty awesome. Some of the games that we have tested that are available for purchase from indie game developers include The Flying Circus, A Cool and Lonely Courage, Power Outage, and Suited. You can get those on DriveThruRPG. Please don't forget to rate and subscribe to our podcast and tell everybody you know about it. It is the only way that we get more followers is through you guys, so please don't hesitate to let others know about us. Thank you so much to our patrons over the land of Patreon, Brad, Jules, Steven, and Sir Guy. You are the salt to our sea. Without you, pirates would hate us. Finally, thank you to those who are still listening to the guidance of the CDC and the WHO. Cases around the world and deaths have been rising, and lockdown measures are continuing to ease. Please listen to the experts, social distance, wear a mask, and wash your hands. These don't guarantee that you won't get the virus, but they do a good job in reducing your chances. We also want to thank those who are continuing to support foundations and movements such as the Black Lives Matter movement that are seeking racial equality and justice for everyone. It was really difficult to see what has been happening in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and we know that it isn't sufficient to say that our thoughts and prayers are with you, but they sincerely are, and we hope that everybody can take a minute to reflect on the world that we're living in and make this a moment that is a changing point in your lives and in the country in general, in the United States in general, and around the world in general, for us to really make a difference and to change the way that we live so that it is more equitable and just for everybody. It's kind of hard to end on that note and go into the podcast, but we feel that it is necessary to recognize the world in which we live. But those are all the announcements that we have. Let's get to the episode.
Hello, I am Nick, the GM for Season 7 of the Role Playing Guys. I just want to give a bit of an apology. So for this session, Rebecca and I recorded our part of the session, our part of the recording, on a different computer. And I think 14 minutes in, my foot hit some power plug or something, and my computer just shut off. So I restarted the computer, got back in the Google Hangouts call, and I thought that Audacity and my computer is able to recover all my browser tabs and the Audacity files or whatever. Something went wrong. I was not able to recover those first 14 minutes. So that's on me, and I apologize. So I will quickly recap everything that happened in there, unless Spencer really thinks it would work to just have his audio and Tyler's audio of those first 14 minutes without mine or Rebecca's. Anyway, so after we do our typical introductions, I introduce myself. There's Spencer, Tyler, and Rebecca. We do our recap of episode 5, what happened there. I talk about how a new creature is starting to form, the creature that started to materialize at the end of episode 5. It's a creature called a Kyorinrin. This is a creature from the Shadowlands source book of The Legend of the Five Rings 5th edition. Essentially, it is a collection of book pages and origami and scrolls and any just like paper things just hanging around loose in the Lost Library, coalescing together as a creature purely created from the taint of the Shadowlands. And so this vaguely humanoid shape full of made of paper. It is larger than a human, probably like a troll, probably about 9 to 10 feet tall. And it starts to attack, and I had everyone roll a tactics check because we were starting a skirmish scene. The Kyorinrin was the first to go, getting 3 successes. Then 3 successes on his tactics check. And then Victor got 1 success with some opportunity. Haruka got just 1 success. And then Kakashi got no successes with some opportunity. So that was the order that was decided for the skirmish. So yeah, the Kyorin going first decided to go up against Haruka. Rolled its attack, smothering papers, basically. And it got its normal damage would be 4, but it got an extra bonus success. So its damage on Haruka would be 5. And then I believe there's also some opportunity about the smothering papers actually trying to see if it could suffocate Haruka. So I believe that is where the 14 minutes cut off, and we will continue from there. Thank you very much, Spencer, for all of your excellent editing work and everything, and we'll get you back into the action with our heroes fighting against the Kyorin. Have fun. Anyway, so I believe, before we were so rudely interrupted, it cut off at the fact that I said that the amount of damage that Haruka would have to take is 5.
Yeah.
So yeah. Question. I have down that my armor against physical attacks is 1 and supernatural attacks is 3.
Okay, so this is...
So
it is So I do know that some abilities talk about supernatural damage, which is probably what that's referring to. This is normal damage, it looks like. Physical attacks.
It was worth a try.
But it is an otherworldly tainted being, by the way.
Do you have a pencil?
It should be.
It was hiding and I couldn't see it.
So 5 damage.
Oh boy. It's a heavy hitter, guys.
So that means you took 3 fatigue, right? Because you had a defensive
4.
2. So you only had a defensive 1?
Well, what's defense based off?
Your armor.
Yeah, I have 1.
Okay, cool. So you took 4 fatigue.
That's why I asked if it was physical or supernatural. Because supernatural is 3. Physical is 1.
Cool. Excellent.
Oh, no.
And it also got 2 opportunity, and it's going to use those 2 opportunity points. The target of its smothering papers begins to suffocate. Suffocation.
It's nice knowing you guys.
So at the beginning of each of your turns, so 2 things. The suffocation thing, condition, means that you receive 2 fatigue and 2 strife at the beginning of each of your turns. You do not suffer critical strikes for wounds suffered this way. At the beginning of each of your turns, while you are suffocating, they're suffering with an incapacitated... Well, actually, I'm going to go back to the Kyorin thing, because it says, after a character suffers strife and fatigue at the start of their turn from suffocating this way, the character may make a fitness check to break free and breathe normally. The difficulty of the fitness check depends on the ring that you're using. So, but you're not going to go next. Victor is going to go next.
How big is this person, and how far away am I?
It is silhouette 3. I believe people are silhouette 2, if I'm not mistaken. Okay,
so a little bit bigger than us.
A little bit bigger, yeah.
Okay.
Probably about 10 feet tall or something.
Okay, cool. So this is like we're fighting Shaq. Got it.
And Victor and Kakashi are about a level, probably about 15 feet above the floor, like one level up. They climbed up the steps a bit. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So, since I got 2 opportunity, would I be able to use one of them to draw my weapon so that way I could attack on this turn? Or would I have to...
I would be willing to allow that, yeah.
Cool. Alright, so, since I am above him, I am going to do the Kurt Russell, Big Trouble in Little China, jump off the roof and attack with my club. And because I'm in the fire stance, I think that really makes sense, because it would be an explosive jump at him, and hopefully I can burn this guy. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, let's see. The length of a fall, by the way, is measured in range bands. The number of range bands determines the ill effects they suffer. So let me quickly remind myself of range bands here. So this would be range 3. When a character lands, you must resist a fitness check. If you succeed, then you reduce the number of range bands that count as having fallen by 1, plus bonus successes.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for my attack first,
Don't
or do you
break
want me
your
to roll
ankles.
for my I hurt my
You
legs
will-
first?
You
Put the
will,
team
you
on your
will
back.
hit the Kyorin first, so I'll let you roll attack first.
Okay, so I'm going to take 2 successes and an opportunity to hit this guy as I come down on him.
Okay.
So that should be able to hit, and because I am using my war club, that does a damage of 5.
5. It appears for the most part unfazed by that.
Figured. Okay. Alright, now that I am falling, I have to do my fitness check.
Fitness check. You're still using fire?
Of course,
assuming?
yeah.
Okay, so it will be a target number of 3 that you need to get.
Oh no. That's not good. I'm just getting opportunity, all the yin yang. That's crazy. Okay.
What a great
I'm
find.
just. I got 1 success and 2 opportunity, or 3 opportunity. Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately, you do not reduce the amount, the range that affect the effective range of the fall. So, range of 3. According to the table on page 269, Victor suffers 12 physical damage and the prone and unconscious conditions.
Wow. Okay, I'm out.
Oh,
He didn't have to do any damage. I
ladies
did it
and gentlemen,
myself. That
this is
seems
not D&D.
okay. Jeez, I thought that jumping 15 feet, I can do that myself.
Yeah, but you got
that-
heavy
like,
armor, bro.
I
You
guess
knocked
so.
yourself
I am
out.
now prone and unconscious. Do with me what you may.
Jeez.
So yeah, I'm
Sorry,
assuming
guys.
that the range band thing, just like each square is 5 feet, and so range of 3 is it's 15 to 25 feet. So,
Oh
I did not
Huh?
realize I was that bad. Oh, good gracious!
Yeah, I didn't think that it was that bad either. I didn't look at that, but oh well. I guess
If you had
know.
succeeded, range 2 is 8 physical damage and prone and disoriented conditions. If you had gotten one additional success, you would suffer 4 physical damage and disoriented. However, following with the range of 0, you get the disoriented condition. So it's a bit brutal, actually.
Yeah, it seems intense. Okay.
Any higher than
Word
3,
to
by the way,
Kakashi.
you would
Don't
have
try this.
any higher than range 3, by the way, and you would have suffered a critical strike with a increasing severity.
Yeah. Okay. So I got some opportunity on that. Can I not mitigate anything with that?
How much
opportunity did you get?
I got 3.
3 opportunity.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what? I will allow that to count as a success. And so instead of 12, you would take only 8 physical damage. And you would suffer the prone and disoriented conditions instead of prone and unconscious.
Dude, you must have felt like right on your back. Just like
I must have just
Belly-
jumped straight
what's
on
a
my
belly-
head
what's
for
the
real.
belly
I
flop?
just
woo.
goodness. I just bounce off this guy and land on my
Holy
face.
crap, dude! Don't do that, kids. Don't try this at home.
Do not try
Oh
this at all.
goodness gracious. Okay, so I am. You said disoriented
And prone, yeah.
and prone. Okay.
So yeah, it's only 8. So only 8 damage instead of 12. So I guess you can, and if you didn't know, you can obviously count your armor as part of that in defense.
Wait, I can't count my armor?
Yeah, because it's damage like anything else. It's
It
physical
buffs
damage.
Some of the damage.
Okay, cool. All right, that's not nearly as bad. I wasn't considering that.
Okay.
Jeez, this has only been 1 week since we played. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, unless you've already looked at it already, disoriented condition. You increase the target number of your movement and support action checks by 2. At the end of your turn, if you did not perform a movement or support action, you can remove the disoriented condition.
There you
So
go.
basically, if you stay put and don't try to like do support actions, then you're good. As for the prone condition, you can move a maximum of one range band during your next turn. At the GM's discretion, they're hard to spot at a distance. At the end of your turn, if you did not perform a movement action, you may remove the prone condition. So, not too bad.
My turn?
Yeah, it is.
Cool. So, I have my katana drawn in a ready stance.
You just watched me bounce off of this guy.
So it literally is just like a bunch of paper and origami.
Yeah.
Like very strong. Like there's some like substance to its shape, but it's still like, swirls around and stuff like that.
So I'm in the fire stance, and I'm going to use biting as
By the
steel.
way, I'm sorry. Before you start,
What?
She was being suffocated by it. Did you take the 2 damage and the 2 strife?
Okay. No, I forgot about that. This is why you were in charge and you remind me. 2 damage, 2 strife?
Yeah, and so in order to breathe normally, you will need to do a fitness check.
Okay, I guess I should do that first, huh?
Yeah, you'll need to do that.
And what's the deal rule with dice?
What do you mean?
So if I'm doing a fitness check, I'm in the fire stance. My fire is 2, my fitness is 1.
So that's 2...
Okay.
2...
But you can't exceed your ring.
You can't keep a number of dice bigger than your ring. So you have one. You need 2 ring dice and 1 skill dice.
Oh, I had that backwards. Good thing my other check was 2 and 2. I need that back.
What?
I need that.
Oh, okay.
I know what I'm doing. Ooh, I got a success and 2 opportunities.
Okay, so because you were using the fire stance, it was easy. It was easier for you. You still did, so you got 2 opportunities. Do you want to?
If you succeed, +1 bonus. Oh, I didn't get any stupid things. Okay, but yeah, you were saying.
You got 2 opportunity. Would you like to use that to make an additional success?
Yes.
Okay, so that's actually what you needed. Normally, it's a target number 3 fitness check, but because you're using the fire stance, it's
Fire
only
and
2.
paper, man. Fire and paper.
Yeah. So you're able to break free and breathe normally. So now,
So now I can use
bite.
So I'm going to use biting steel on my katana. So what?
Use paper. I mean, use scissors on this guy.
Yeah. So biting steel, I make a theology check, and then I can target 1 weapon within the range of 0 to 1, including my own.
That is range 0. You are range 0, yeah.
Ooh. So, that is...
Well, you can re-roll with that explosive success there.
I can only keep 2, so I will keep these 2.
Okay.
I got 2 successes and a
strife,
but the strife is a bonus success as well.
Oh, wow, so 3
So
successes.
I got 3 successes. Give me just a moment.
That's the joy of the fire stance.
Man, I picked the wrong
strife.
one.
I did fire stance just so I could do this.
Before we get too far, did we reset our strife since the last episode?
I didn't.
Probably not.
I still had
You guys
3.
did not have a rest, no.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so success means I augment that weapon, increasing the base damage by my fire ring, which is 2, effective for 1 round, plus additional rounds for bonus successes. So I needed a 2 to pass. I got 3, so that's 2 rounds.
2 rounds. Okay, so starting next round, you'll have 2 additional damage
Nice.
for your katana.
Nice.
That will honestly be very helpful. Cool. All right, and now I believe we are on to Kakashi.
Yeah. After seeing Victor plummet down 3 flights of stairs, or 2 flights of stairs.
One
flight of stairs?
It was
One
15
flight
feet.
of
It was
stairs.
just one story.
One flight.
1 flight of stairs, and seeing how badly he handled that, I'm going to take the stairs. So,
Okay, you can use your movement action to get to the ground floor. I'll know that.
okay, awesome. And then I'm going to... Do I have another action to do something besides move?
Well, all you did, you use your movement. You can still do an action.
Okay, so I can do that. Okay. I will use a new skill I have called Cloak of Night. As a scheme or support action, you may make a theology air check targeting one object or creature at range 0 to 1. The TN is equal to the target's silhouette, which I think Victor is a 1.
Oh, you're targeting Victor with this?
Correct, yes.
I think... Give me a second to double check.
I think you might be a 2. I'm not sure. 265.
Silhouette. Okay, page 265. Adult humans is 2.
Okay, yeah, so 2.
And, silhouette of 3 is like horses, naga, rakshasa, and trolls, which is how big the Kyorin is. And yeah, silhouette 2, that's adult humans.
Okay, so I'm going to do a theology check here real quick, which I have tons of dice with, which will be good. So I need to get above a 2. Perfect. Oh, yes. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Got an explosive dice. So let's see.
Oh, I realized I read the ranges a little bit wrong. I still use the correct range for the fall, but I realized that they're using yards.
3
I'll
feet
fix
in
it
a
next
yard.
time. Fix it next time.
So I got the 2 success with 1 opportunity. So
that's right.
what happens is if you succeed, you augment the target with an illusion that renders it invisible to the naked eye. The object is physically present and can be touched, smelled, or sensed with any normal senses other than vision. This effect persists for 1 round plus an additional round equal to your bonus successes. So I only got 2, and I don't have enough opportunities to augment it to another person. So Victor will be invisible for his next round.
Nice.
Probably good.
And that's my turn. I'm just going to do that.
Okay. What does invisible give you? I imagine it's... so I didn't see it listed among the conditions.
It's not... there isn't anything about it. It doesn't explain it any further in the index. I think it's just like what Ty said, that you can't see me, but any other sense to detect me.
And it only lasts for a round, so... It doesn't say anything about like him using an action to like... If he uses an attack action, makes him visible or anything like that. So it could potentially maybe give you, I don't know, extra opportunities or ways you could use it potentially. I'm not sure though.
I'm going to take the next round to take a breather, drink some Gatorade, and get ready.
That's kind of what I figured, so...
So now, I believe we're back up to the Kyorin ring. It is going to attack Kakashi.
No!
So...
See, and I was like, yay!
It's like, I should have done this myself.
I might get a turn.
So it is a +3 to hit. It has to be 3 to hit because I'm using air.
It got 3.
No!
Wait, the air stance requires additional successes to hit you?
Yes, in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Not like it helped.
Alright, that's nifty. So it's going to deal 4 damage. And it got, it only got 1 opportunity, so it can't quite. And then also, it's going to use an opportunity to use the snaring property of its smothering papers. Kakashi suffers the immobilized condition.
He shouldn't do that.
Basically, he cannot perform movement actions or otherwise reposition yourself during your turn. And you cannot select a different stance during your turn.
Oh, that's fine.
At the end of your turn, if you do not perform a movement action, you remove the immobilized condition.
Dope.
So you're basically stuck there with your place and your stance.
That's fine.
All right. I think Victor is next.
So, would getting up count as a movement? If I just stand up and that's like my entire movement? Because I wanna take my turn to get not disoriented.
Right. I think I don't think standing up counts as like movement per se. I think they only. I'm guessing it only counts like when you move between ranges, basically.
Okay.
Which I think that's kind of like implied in like you don't use movement while you're prone, which means you get up.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that because I can't even do a calming breath. Because that's
a support action.
Also counts as a support action. So I will stand up in the fire stance.
Okay.
Invisibly.
Okay. You can do an attack action if you wish.
Yeah, everything increases by 2, doesn't it?
For what? Oh, so no. For disoriented, the target number of
I
your
guess it
movement
doesn't.
and
That's-
support actions are increased by 2. Not attack
That
actions.
is really weird. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do Lord Hita's grip. So as an attack action, you make a fitness check. Actually, no, that's a fitness void. I don't want to use void. I'm terrible there. So I'm gonna do strike as fire if I can.
Okay,
Hopefully. 3 successes
good.
and an opportunity. And because I'm using the strike as fire technique, that means that using an opportunity, the next time a target suffers a critical strike, the severity is increased by 1.
Oh. All right.
Loaded 1, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm also still like invisibly standing up and sweeping at this monster with my war club still to try and hit it.
Okay, so you only needed 2 to succeed. You got 3. The additional success adds to the damage.
Okay, cool. So it does 6.
It does 6.
Nice.
Once again, it appears relatively unfazed. It doesn't seem to have like changed its shape generally.
Okay.
And now we turn to Haruka.
Yes, and with my biting steel katana, I am going to make an attack. It from the earth stance.
Okay.
Woo! But I got 3 successes. Does that attack it?
3 so you needed 2 to succeed, and so you got 3 successes, which means you add 1
Well,
to
no,
damage.
because
Oh.
I'm using Jade Strike for my attack.
Which means what?
For an attack action. Oh, so do I do this after I succeed on an attack, or is that my attack action? I was a little bit confused on that.
Let's look at it.
To be fair, it's the same dice no matter which way I attack. So
I'm guessing this is a kata technique.
Mhm.
Are you sure it's a kata? Is it a...
No, I think it's a spell.
No, it's a spell.
Oh, okay, it's an invocation.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
it's an invocation.
Cool.
It was I worked 2 extra hours yesterday, not paying for it.
I like that all the techniques are alphabetical, but sometimes it's hard to see when one section starts and when another begins.
It's an earth technique, by the way.
It's all alphabetical. Oh, well, never mind. As an attack action, you may make a theology check. So,
Okay, well, I've rolled the same dice as I would for a theology check.
okay, if you succeed and the target is an otherworldly or tainted being, which it is, you smite and purify it with searing jade energy. It suffers a critical strike with severity equal to your Earth Ring plus your bonus successes, which is 1. So your Earth Ring is what?
3.
Plus 1 is 4. The creature may spend opportunity from...
But does
Check
this take away from my katana damage? Because maybe I'll just do my katana damage instead. Yeah, ignore that.
I think it does. I think you have to do either or because
Okay, then I'm doing the katana because that'll be more.
Okay,
So that's 6 plus an additional strife. Or an additional thingy.
so 7.
So that's 7.
Very good. This one actually deals noticeable damage to it. It seems to reel back from that particular strike. Anything else from Haruka?
Nope, I slash at it and it seems to
Okay,
not like that.
you not only slash a bunch of papers, you slash at its very core, and it seems to it's
At its spine.
there it is. Now we're at Kakashi.
I have a torch probably because we've been in this place. If I don't, let me see if I have one.
Yeah, certainly. This is yeah.
That's probably a bad idea. I'm not going to go with that. I'm just going to go for a katana strike. So after making Victor invisible and allowing him to...
Attacking with a torch would be a bad idea?
we're in a library, so...
You're in the center of the floor. The bookshelves are along the walls.
Yes, but we're fighting a monster made of paper.
Yeah.
And one thing, Nick's got a point. One thing we know about fire is it doesn't spread. Just ask California.
Oh.
That might be too soon.
It might be too soon.
It's always
That
too
might have been
soon.
in poor taste.
It's
Sorry.
always too
Oh
soon.
dear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad stuff. our thoughts and prayers go out to the people affected by the fire. So stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go for a slashy McSlash.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my katana. I'm gonna follow Haruka and my friend Victor, and we're going to continue fighting this thing. I guess chapping it up. Ooh, there we go. I like that. Let's roll this. Another explosive success. Oh my goodness. Can I get another one? And another one.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's okay. No, it's not another one.
All the successes.
So that one was one. This counted as one on there. So I can get 2 more dice.
What is happening?
Okay. So I'm going to take a ton of strife doing this, but it's going to be pretty epic. So I'm going to get 4 successes with 1 opportunity, but 4 strife. So that's going to get me really close to my max. So I'll be at 7 out of 8. But I charge forward after casting my invocation on Victor, making it invisible. I do an overhead slash down across the... I don't really know what it looks like. I kind of forgot. But
imagine a sort of like a large, vaguely humanoid shape with a bunch of swirling pages, scrolls, origami.
Is he floating in the air, or is he on the ground?
It is. It looks like it's standing on the ground, maybe like hovering a few inches or something.
Okay, I'm gonna go for like that cleave and neck strike.
Okay.
All right, so I got that 4 successes.
Yep. So you get to add 2 damage.
So the katana does. So I have 5 damage with 2 hands. So I'll do a 7 damage with my katana.
Excellent.
And all it is ceremonial razor edge. So, and I don't think I can use the opportunity to do like a critical, can I?
I think you need 2 opportunities.
Yeah. So I should have taken an extra critical opportunity dice. I regret.
But yeah, do certainly keep in mind your weapon's properties, because sometimes that may give you like little extra things. For example, when I looked at the Kyorinrin's Smothering Papers attack, one of its properties is snaring, which means that I can use an opportunity to make the target of an attack suffer the immobilized condition.
Oh, then I can't even move. Then I can't do anything.
Well, you can still attack.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I do
you
that.
Just couldn't move. Also, actually, I just realized that it would have to have vigilance lower than or equal to the opportunity spent this way. What's your vigilance?
My vigilance is 2.
Okay, you actually were not immobilized because it only used 1 opportunity.
Yeah, sweet.
So it tried to snare and immobilize Kakashi, but he was able to see it coming and dodge out of the way of it.
I also have an ability that makes it 1 step harder, so it would have been a 3.
Okay.
But yeah, awesome. I do that 7 points of damage to it as I try to cleave it through its neck.
Once again, you seem to I see that it lets out another sort of like, you might say, a sort of shriek. It sounds like a like amplified tearing of pages, making it sound like some sort of strange inhuman shriek. Something like that. And now we go back to Yukira Rinrin. It did not like what Kakashi did, so it is going to try to attack Kakashi.
Please no!
I'm in that air stance, though.
So it needs 3 successes?
Yeah. Unlike Aang, the last airbender.
Oh, dang. It fails.
Yes!
And yeah, I can't even do anything. It got a lot of opportunity, but unfortunately, it only applies with a successful attack action. So now we move back to Victor.
All right. So I have that lantern that was with me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where I would have put it, though, with all the moving about that I did. So I think story-wise, it doesn't make sense that I would still have
it's in your back pocket.
Available. It's in my back pocket. I was going to use it.
Yeah, anyway. You were going to use it.
But I just don't think that... I don't think that story-wise it makes
too.
Sense for me
Fair
to
enough.
jump and then all of that.
You could use your movement to...
You could light a new one.
There are lighting sources here on this floor, if that's what you were looking for.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna go and... Is there also like a torch that I could pick up?
Yeah. On this floor, there are torches at regular intervals along the walls.
Alright, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk over to... I'm gonna step out of the fray.
Okay.
I don't think that there's any opportunity attacks in this game, so...
Not that I'm aware.
I will step out of the fray casually to go over to the wall, pick up a torch, light it, and start making my way back. I don't think I'll make it. So in the meantime, with that, I will just take a calming breath, because that is the support action.
Cool.
Reduce that strife a little bit.
All right. Haruka?
Cool. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time.
Awesome.
Because it worked so well.
It did seem to work really well.
I need one more. Thank you.
You got an explosive success. Oh, nice. Your strife is equal to your composure. Nothing happens yet, but if you get one more strife... Yeah. Also, are you in the fire stance?
No, I'm in the
Earth stance?
stance.
Okay. Never mind. I was going to say, that could have given you a lot of extra...
Yeah, but it's one fewer dice, so...
Oh, got it.
I should have done a void stance. Except that's check. Anyway. Live and learn. So that's 6 more damage. With my biting steel katana.
So, normally your katana is what? 6?
4 plus
4
2.
plus 2.
Oh.
Plus the additional success, which is 7.
7.
Okay. So now, at this point,
And now it's
this is just slight metagaming, but you see that it's starting to unravel a bit more. It seems like its endurance seems to be about halfway spent. So yeah, we move down to Kakashi.
It's got really good defense.
Yeah, it does.
It must be, yeah. I'm trying to, honestly, I feel like the magic, I think, did the most. I don't really have any offensive magic myself yet. My next level, I get a ton. So I think seeing how well he did on his katana strike, he's going to continue wailing on it in hopes that he can help Haruka kind of whittle it down, I guess. So here we go. Another katana strike. Oh my gosh. I rolled all blanks. Literally all blanks.
Oh dear. Oh, that's bad. Oh no.
I had 5 dice, all blanks. So I go for like a horizontal sweep, trying to maybe attack his side of his stomach, and he just blows some pages into my face, knocking me backwards.
Yeah. And now, so how long did the invisibility last? Was it 1 round?
It's 1 round, so he's now visible.
So now Victor is visible again.
He sees me walking with the flame of death.
The Kyorinri is going to... So it was going to move towards Victor, but then when it sees that Victor has a torch, it suddenly shies away from it and backs off and attacks Kakashi instead.
It's still upset that I escaped. Hopefully that 3 helps, please.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
No successes whatsoever.
Yes! You will suffer as I've suffered.
Victor.
Again, I calmly walk towards it. Very just...
Menacingly?
Mike Myers. That's the only analogy that I can come up with again. Yeah, I'm just walking at him with this, and I'm going to slap at him with my lit torch.
Alright, let's look to see what sort of weapon this would classify as.
I believe this would be an improvised weapon of sorts.
I would agree. Is that actually listed as a weapon?
It's makeshift or improvised or something like that. I would go with blunt weapon. I guess it's not technically in there.
So I think so a torch would probably classify as a small club, I would imagine.
Okay, yeah, I dig that. Yeah.
Let me. I'm looking at some of the other blunt weapons here. I'll go ahead. So I'll make this a weaker club. So instead of 5 damage, this will do 4. I think.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
And did you already roll your attack? I can't remember.
I have
Go
not,
ahead.
no. I'm just going to take... I feel like 3 successes would do more damage, but at the same time, I feel like if I were to take an opportunity with a torch, that would just light him up. So actually, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get 2 successes, so I actually get the damage on him from just hitting him with a blunt object, a kind of newspaper on your back sort of thing is the amount of damage that it does, apparently. But this newspaper happens to be on fire, so...
So what I'm going to do here is going to...
Paperboy.
I'm going to apply this weakened club damage as... Because it has a flame on it, as fire damage. And because it is a mass of paper, instead of its normal physical defense, which is 6, it has a defense of 0. So now, and this actually eats away at the rest of its endurance at this point, which means
it did.
No, it suffers the incapacitated condition. What that means is that they can't perform actions that require checks and cannot defend against damage. So the next attack that hits it will be a critical strike.
Finish him, Haruka! Finish him!
It's Haruka's turn.
Cool.
Is he on the ground, or is he just standing
It
and
is
burning up?
burning, and it's so like it seems to be crumpling. And it seems it's holding its shape. It's having a harder time holding its shape.
Are we just gonna kill this guy? And I'm getting ready to toss my torch at him to leave him burning.
I mean, it's been pretty aggressive to us, so I don't see why not burn it.
I mean, it could be a librarian or something that will give us extra knowledge.
I mean, Haruka probably had a late library book, so that's probably why he was pissed.
Okay. But by the way, after this battle, any of you could make a theology check to see what kind of creature a Kyorin Ring actually is.
Yes. We could do that before killing it. Or we could just kill it now.
I got 3 successes and 2 opportunities.
Okay, so
Goodness.
with the additional success, how much damage did you do?
5.
Alright, 5. So it needs to make a fitness check to try to reduce the severity.
Bad luck.
After a combination of bad decisions, we were finally able to hurt this guy.
And I know the katana doubles its razor edge, or I think razor edge does something to the criticals.
Yeah, it's razor edged, if that makes a difference.
Let me look to see what that means.
Or maybe it was just the +2 to deadliness. Oh, yeah. It just goes +2 to deadliness, so it's a 5 plus, so it could be a 7.
The severity, so normally the severity is the deadliness of the source of the damage. So the deadliness of the katana plus its razor edged.
So it should be 7. Mine's 7 at least.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess you don't use damage for it.
It adds 1 deadliness per opportunity kept.
Oh, yeah.
Haruka said she kept 2.
How much opportunity did you
I think it's
keep?
2 if you
2.
use it on 2 hands, but let me just double check too.
So we're sitting at 7 right now. Oh yeah, it's +2 deadliness if you're using 2 hands. I'm assuming you're using. So that means a total of 9.
Holy mother!
I was annoyed with the suffocation, and I have anger issues right now with the fact that my father is most likely dead and totally is a swamp head.
Do you say that out loud?
Okay.
No.
Sounds like a Tuesday.
No, I don't, but it's all there in my head.
So the Kyorin Ring actually got a lot of successes on its fitness check, so it reduces the severity by 5, which means it's at 4 now. That 4
it's just
is
a flesh wound.
The hit sinks into the creature's essence, basically. It suffers the lightly wounded condition for the ring they used for the check to resist. It used the air check. If the attack had the razor edge quality, it also suffers the bleeding condition. I don't see anything on here that says it's immune to the bleeding condition. Even though it doesn't.
It's bleeding ink!
Well, it's bleeding now.
It just inks all over the place.
So, lightly wounded means it increases the target number of their checks with the air stance by 1. And then bleeding means they suffer physical damage equal to the strife symbols in their kept dice. Each time damage is inflicted this way causes you to suffer a critical strike. The severity of the critical strike is treated as being equal to the character's current fatigue. And the current fatigue is 7, by the way. So, the next time it suffers strife, it's going to suffer, damage and critical. And so it's going to get worse. Now we move on to Kakashi.
Alright, Kakashi, do you want to just keep hitting this? I mean, it seems like we're beating a dead horse at this point, but...
I think Kakashi is going to want to, I guess, maybe recall knowledge about what this creature is.
Theology check, alright?
Yeah, so he's going to do a theology check. So let's see if I do better than last time. So far, much better. That's 2 exploding successes. I like it. Okay, I have so much strife already, though. Freak.
Join the club.
So I'm gonna take. I think I am just at 8 strife. 8 out of 8. But I got 2. I got 2 successes, 1 opportunity. So I don't know how much of the check would be to get it.
I made the TN too, actually.
Yeah.
It's like an average sort of thing. So here's what you would remember of a Kyorin read. And I'll just read to you the sort of descriptor box that I have here. And this is from the Shadowlands book, by the way.
Okay.
Illustrative of the taint's ability to corrupt nearly anything. A Kyorin is a being composed of scrolls, origami, or essentially anything else made of paper. Given their nature, they may not appear particularly dangerous. This is deceptive, however, as the power motivating Kyorin is a strong one, and they can bind, blind, or even smother their foes. The paper that composes them can be torn or burned, but they are tenacious and continue to attack, usually until they are completely destroyed.
Okay, so it sounds like it's not like a neutral spirit. It sounds like it's pretty evil. So
it's basically, as far as you know, it's the result of the taint corrupting the local paper products.
All right, then.
So malicious.
Local paper product.
Now I'm imagining like a toilet paper Kyorin.
Yeah. Wow, we better harvest this thing and take it back to the Crab Clan because it's low. We're low on that DP with the virus. All right.
Okay, so that was Kakashi.
Yeah, I'm going to tell my friends to say this, Victor. This thing is completely evil. It is a creation of the Shadowlands' taint and power. We might as well just vanquish it. Its sole sentience is destruction. So it'll keep attacking us until we burn it, I guess, or purify it.
Okay, so it is going to try to attack Victor. And
Can it do that, though?
I mean, why not?
Isn't it incapacitated?
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I whacked it good.
Technically, it's
Sorry,
it's
it
dead.
is incapacitated. It can't
Thank
perform
you
actions that
very
require
much.
checks. It can't. Okay, cool.
I don't remember some of the story stuff, but I remember that.
After an incapacitated character suffers a critical strike, they suffer the unconscious condition in addition to any other effect. Which actually, it did suffer a critical strike after becoming incapacitated, right?
Yes.
So unconscious means it can't move, perform actions, or otherwise significantly act upon the physical world. And unconscious characters can still make checks to resist attacks, but they cannot generally make checks that present any agency on their part. So actually, yeah, you made it unconscious.
Increase the severity of any critical strike the character suffers by 10.
Oh yeah, that too.
Ooh-wee. Guys, we get
So
a
the next
17.
the next attack on it, it'll still be able to make a fitness check against the next critical strike. But at this point, the severity is going to be 10 plus the deadliness of whatever weapon that strikes it.
Okay. From a moral perspective outside of the game, this is very, 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 very difficult, even in a game, to see somebody unconscious and go, I'm going to light that on fire. I just have to say that. I don't know.
It makes you feel better.
This
It's
is
not really
completely a
person
fictional
anymore.
situation, but this is... it's still very difficult to me. But knowing who Victor is and having been blasted by another piece of origami, Victor is just gonna he's just gonna smack this thing with the torch that he has.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, light it up. You might as well. This thing's evil. If it was semi-nice or like not as evil, maybe I would consider keeping it alive, but it sounds like it's just going to attack us continuously until we either leave or kill it, so...
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. So I'm going to take 3 successes and an opportunity on this. And so since you said that this is a weakened club, that would be what? 4 damage?
So the damage doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And so it's the severity. So the deadliness of it is what matters now. So let's look at the club. I'll also reduce the deadliness of the club by 1. Deadliness was 2. It is now 1. However, so that's 11. That's a deadliness of 11 plus
plus 10.
Yeah, well, 1 plus 10, 11.
And I got an opportunity, so that would also actually increase it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can increase it. I believe you can increase the deadliness by 1, so it's 12 now.
To 22?
No, to
it was 12. So the deadliness was 2.
Oh,
plus 10 is 12. Also, because it had the bleeding condition, which again I wouldn't apply it, but I don't see anything in the rules that says it can't. I mean, I guess technically I could say that because it's paper, it can't really bleed. I suppose. I mean, there's ink there. I think it's cool. You guys did, like, especially with the fire and everything. I want to let you guys down this thing. So it suffered 2 strife from its fitness check. It got 3 successes, but the fact that they suffered strife means they get extra damage. So their total, what's the opposite of endurance? Fatigue. Their total fatigue is 9. So 12 minus 3 is 9 plus 9, 18.
18.
Instant death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put out of its
I was gonna say if it was gonna be an agonizing death, I think this really would have been a turning moment for Victor. Seriously, I think watching anything suffer like that, when like the excess of pain that you inflict on it, I think that would be a really upsetting thing to anybody who has any sort of stomach. But since it was a swift death,
it wasn't even a swift death. It was an instant death. 16 plus.
I think Victor just hits it and just lets it burn out.
The papers are like, kind of like a small burst of air, just like spreads the paper all around, and the paper that is burning is just smoldering ashes in the middle of the floor.
Well, geez, okay. Does anybody have any extra water that we can pour on this so it doesn't go burning the rest of the scalp?
You can also like stamp on it, like it's.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
The embers are small. The embers are small enough that you can just do that. So yeah, you do that. You guys notice that. Well, first of all, if you want to, you can rest in here. There doesn't seem to be any other threats to you. This seemed to be the main threat. You may assume that there could be some like little shikigamis inside some of the books or whatever. But apart from that, this was the main foe that you were able to find inside the lost library. So if you wish to rest, you are welcome to, which I believe allows you to recover half of your strife.
Yes, please.
And
thank you.
Also half of your fatigue, I think.
Yeah, I'd be down to rest. Also,
go ahead.
I would love to get this book off my hand. That's the other thing.
So is it half of your total strife? Or, like, half of, like, your... So is it, like, half of what you were dealt? Or is it, like, half...
Or
like,
half
you
of
can
your
go down
total?
to what half would be?
Half of your composure.
Yeah,
so I
half
can
total.
get 4 back?
You get 4 back, yeah.
And then here I get 5 back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe it or
at the end of
not,
each scene,
the only
characters catch
damage
their
I
breath.
took in that...
Yeah.
The fall damage.
The fall damage was the only damage that I took in that fight.
Oh man, thank goodness he whiffed on so many attacks. Oh man.
Yeah, like it. I was able to roll 6 dice, 3 skill and 3 ring, but it was just crazy how there was just a lot of whiffs with that one. Either that, or you guys are just vigilant. So,
is it just me, or are we missing someone?
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, you notice that Hiraku, quote unquote, is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, why didn't your dad... I put up air quotes. Why didn't your dad... Why isn't he here?
Oh, because you were in the air stance?
Because of the air stand, yeah.
I like what is there, like, dust somewhere?
Dust, yeah.
Okay, I go over to a patch of dust and, like, casually doodle out swamp hag.
So bog hag is
Bog hag.
Bog
Whatever.
hog.
whatever.
At least I have the right kind
Yeah.
of environment. Yeah. I doodle out bog hag and kind of just, like, bring your attention to it and then
Can I do
go
a
away.
theology check on
Yeah.
that creature?
Go for it.
I would like to learn more. I would like to learn about this hag monster. Explosive successes for days. That's 4 in a row. Alright, sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get all the strife back, but I'd love to learn. Actually, let me try this.
I don't know what skill would accompany it, but I would want to try to analyze to see if I could figure out, like, where he went, if there's any distinct anything around.
I'll take that as maybe like tracking or something. Actually, let me double check with skills.
Also, Nick, for the theology check, I'm guessing it's theology. I got 3 successes with 3 strife, so I'm back to where I was.
Oh. Okay.
But I want to know if, like, there's any kind of, like, weaknesses or things we should know about bog hags if we do need to fight him.
I'll get back to you in a second.
Cool, thank you.
Victor wanted to, like, let's see, what would be akin to some kind of, like, investigation or...
Yeah, there's really not a great one
maybe.
for this.
Survival is probably the closest I could think of.
With survival, I just wasn't sure of, like, the approach that would be done with it, you know? Because it's not in... I would have thought that the theorize or the analyze approach and the scholar skills would have worked
maybe,
better.
Actually.
Because that's know of or learn of a fact. I don't know, maybe sentiment? It doesn't make a difference. I only have 1 in medicine. The rest are zeros anyway, so it doesn't make a difference what skill I'm using.
Okay.
Because I don't think it would be medicine anyway.
Right.
You could produce...
I think the closest of the scholar is
produce
sentiment.
Survival, produce info. Produce a trail. You could produce that.
Produce what you need. Well, produce what you need through physical toil. So I could accept the argument of a survival earth check. Looking around and, like, investigating and everything. Or I could also accept the argument of a sentiment air check, analyze. Or a sentiment fire check if you wish to theorize the possibilities.
No, I'll take survival. I actually have something there, so I'd rather do that.
Okay.
But
yeah, if you want to produce info through physical toil, it's survival earth.
Okay, so I got 3 successes and 1 opportunity.
Okay, you're able to ascertain with relative certainty that Hiraku walked out the way you guys came in.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Dad's a wuss.
He left.
Wait, you just straight up left the library?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. He left. Yeah.
So
I don't know. He left.
Think he's just leaving us and just going back to the castle?
He left. Could be. I don't know. I just know he's not here.
So, did we find what we were looking for here?
Not really.
Well, a lot of information last session. Oh, Kakashi, your check, right? So I'll summarize what was said about bog hags in the last session. Bog hags, they are loathsome creatures. They have leathery green skin, ragged nails, jagged teeth. They're able to use the flayed skin of a person they've killed as a disguise, taking on the appearance of their victim. They usually live in swamps and waterways. But they're also decent at infiltrating civilization. They possess preternatural regeneration, and they sometimes practice Maho techniques. As far as any and also you imagine that because they practice Maho, they'd be well versed in some of the
invocations.
Some of those like scholarly skills and like research and things like that to practice their techniques. You also with that check, I'll let you know that they would possibly have different varieties of poison on their persons. But weaknesses. They have typical weaknesses of any otherworldly or tainted being. And you also know that if they receive damage from a sacred source, they do not regenerate for a round.
Ooh, that's good stuff right there.
So think of it kind of like how vampires do not regenerate after taking radiant damage.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, if we see that again, we should probably take care of it.
Do either of you have abilities that allow you to do sacred damage? Or damage from a sacred source?
Well, maybe with my XP, I'll see if I can get an invocation that'll let me do that. But so far, I don't think I have anything that has sacred damage, except for maybe cleansing, right? But that doesn't do sacred damage; just cleanses taint and things like that.
So, are we gonna go back, or what? What do we need to do? I mean, I found out a little bit of information regarding their the Shadowlands and these 6 commanders of the Shadowlands, but I don't really have anything else.
I would like to... I think what we should do, Victor and Haruk, is as much as I don't like staying here, I feel like we just don't have any info besides like who the leaders are. You know, we don't even know what their purposes are or what they control. We don't know any of the strongholds of the Shadowland creatures. I just feel like we need to spend more time and try to find more material that we can take back, especially since we're already here. And we fought the Guardian, I'm assuming, potentially. So I feel like it might be a little bit safer now. But that's just my thoughts, at least.
I mean, if you guys want to stay and look around, and why not?
Yeah, I think we should
Haruka?
make sure we've exhausted any opportunities here. Since who knows if and when we'll ever come back.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking also.
Right. So while you guys are here, you're able to... so if you spend a full night's rest here, you can heal fatigue equal to 2 times your water ring.
Yes, I'm healed.
And then I'd probably just play with my pet falcon that I have and like drink some tea with you guys while we're waiting to maybe get rid of some more stress.
Yeah, tea
Cool.
for stress, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell a story to my companions.
Does that give us extra stress
And
relief?
And yes, it is. Once upon a time, there was a group of travelers that went to this place called the Missing Biblioteca.
Can I make it?
While they were there, they fought a giant origami person. Ooh, and they beat him with fire. And he burned. And their 4th companion disappeared.
Strife can be reduced. So let's see. At the end of each scene, each character removes strife until it is equal to half their composure, actually.
Too late.
rounded up.
Alright.
Strife can be reduced further through restful contemplative activities, including the pursuit of one's ninjo, pursuing a passion, meditating, or attending a tea ceremony. Such activities can potentially remove all of a character's current strife. I will allow you guys to remove all of your strife and all of your fatigue.
Sweet. I was going to do a tea ceremony anyway, so...
Perfect.
I was gonna roll a check for something related to tea.
You're good. You guys will be healed of all of that. And at this point, you hear footsteps, and you see Hiraku come back. And you see he's kind of looking at all of you and smiles and says, I see you. I see you've taken care of the Kyorin ring in here. You're better than I thought.
We were God.
I will say that.
Thank you for your help, sir.
However,
you did a great job, and I bow and salute him.
Oh, well, thank you for helping to convince the daimyo of launching a full-on assault on the Shadowlands. Such an assault will surely weaken the Crablands, weaken their forces against the forces of the Shadow, the forces of Jigoku itself. Yes, a full-on assault will do nothing but destroy the greatest forces that the Crab Clan has, and thus allow the Shadowlands to creep further into the Emerald Empire.
Jeebus Creebus, are we supposed to beat your butt down here? We already did one. Now we're rested. You want us to beat you up?
If you wish to escape with your lives, you will have to. And we will end there.
Bring it on,
Okay.
bug hag! Bring it on!
I found this Theron black box. I thought you might want to take a look at it.
She hands over a clear rectangle sheet of black glass with smooth edges.
Oh, wow. This is really cool.
Where did you get that? You shouldn't have that.
I found it on a Theron ship that crashed.
Maybe I could take it to a friend?
I would use the word friend lightly.
Misha walks over to a small filing cabinet that's next to his bed, and he takes a key from around his neck. He unlocks the cabinet and he pulls out two black cases which are both marked with Theron symbols.
As you place it down, it instantly lights up.
You know what this means, right?
This could be the chance we've been looking for.
That doesn't sound good.
Sons of the Fathers is a sci-fi horror podcast using the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu role-playing system. It is a Necropodicon original, and our first episode premieres on the 1st of March, 2020. We advise that the show isn't for children, but is great for those who revel in hapless protagonists facing ever-increasing bad odds. Sons of the Fathers, Boundless Space, Endless Horror.
Necropodicon. Hard to pronounce, easy to listen.
I'm having a marvelous day.
Dun, da, 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 da.